they've traced it to a name, but they haven't got to the guy yet. Kent Dahlberg. And so, he said he gave $25,000 in Minnesota. And the check went directly in to this guy, Parker.
Maybe he's, he did it, I mean, is it from the committee or is it from Stan?
Yeah, it is. It's directly traceable, and there's some more through some Texas people that went to the Mexican bank, which they can also trace through the Mexican bank. They'll get their names today. And,
Well, I mean, there's no way that, I'm just thinking, if they don't cooperate, what do they say? That they were approached by the Cubans, and that's what Dahlberg has to say, and the Texans too, that
if they will, and we're relying on more and more people all the time. That's the problem. And they'll stop if we take this other step. And they seem to feel the thing to do is to get them to stop.
All right, fine.
They say the only way to do that is the White House instruction, and that it's got to be to Helms and what's his name? Walters. And the proposal would be that Erwin and I call him in.
All right, fine.
And say,
How do you call them in? Well, we protect the hell on one hell of a lot of things.
that's what Erwin
As far as this is hunt, that'll cover a lot of the net scans, there's a lot of things, and then we just feel that this would be very detrimental to have this thing going further. This involves these Cubans and hunt and a lot of hanky-panky that we have nothing to do with ourselves. What the hell, did Mitchell know about this thing then?
I think so. I don't think he knew the details, but I think
He didn't know how it was going to be handled with Dahlberg and Texas and so forth. Well, who was the asshole that did it then? Is it Liddy? Is that the fellow? He must be a little nuts.
yeah.
I mean, he just isn't well screwed on, is he? Isn't that a problem?
No, he was under pressure apparently to get more information, and as he got more pressure, he pushed the people harder to move harder on
Pressure from Mitchell?
apparently.
Oh, Mitchell is that the point that you made on this concern about IDP or something.
Those stuff, yeah.
All right, fine. I understand it all. We won't second guess Mitchell and the rest. Thank God it wasn't Colson.
The FBI interviewed Colson yesterday. They determined that that would be a good thing to do, to have him take an interrogation, which he did. And that, the FBI guys working the case had concluded that there were one or two possibilities. One, that this was a White House. They don't think there's anything about the election committee. They think it was either a White House operation that had some obscure reasons for it, non-political, or was the Cubans and the CIA. And after their interrogation of Colson yesterday, they concluded it was not White House, so they're now convinced it's a CIA thing. So the CIA turnoff would.
Well, I must vote on Helms. I can't say that close.
They don't want you to.
You call